Are we loud, live, and in color? I'm giving it a second because it takes a few minutes for us to actually be live. It says that we're live, so hopefully we are. I'm going to give everybody a second to get in here. As you can see from the title of this video, you already know what we are going to be discussing on this Tuesday afternoon. It is going to be a hot boo-boo mess, and we're going to discuss it as the good girlfriends that we are. There is a lot that is going on. The Pied Piper of R&B is back in the news yet again, okay? For those of you that have been living under a rock, you may or may not know the allegations that have been brought forth against R. Kelly, aka BKA, the Pied Piper of R&B, or whatever the fuck y'all want to call him, okay? Let's keep it Trillville, Holyfield. I've said this before from way back, and you know, when I was doing my videos a while ago on R. Kelly, I still feel like R. Kelly got off in 2008 because, number one, he got damn money. I still feel like R. Kelly should have had his ass underneath of the jail, just like Jared Fogle and all the rest of these damn sexual molesters and all this other shit right here, okay? R. Kelly just gives me a weird ass vibe. Does he have, is he a very talented individual? Absolutely. R. Kelly is extremely talented. However, R. Kelly is a pedophile, okay? R. Kelly is the type of dude that is sexually attracted to extremely young girls, and I feel like he should have paid the price back there in 2008. But anyway, as y'all can see from the title of this video, R. Kelly's secret sex cult exposed in Bombshell reports. There has been a family of people who have come forward basically saying that R. Kelly is holding their daughter captive in a sex cult down in Georgia, okay? Down in Georgia against her will. They allegedly said that R. Kelly met this young lady when she was, you know, basically trying to get her music career off of the ground and all of this other stuff. I'm going to show you guys a couple of videos, and then I'm going to read you some articles, and then we are going to discuss this as the good girlfriends that we are, okay? The first video that I'm going to show you guys is a press conference, okay? It's a press conference that was held by the victim's family and also another young lady that was allegedly a part of this whole cult situation. Now, before I play this video for y'all, it has been alleged that R. Kelly is holding a cult of women that he has brainwashed. He's holding them in several of his rental houses in Georgia and also in Chicago. It is being reported that R. Kelly is, he's basically making these women perform, do sexual things to him and all of these other things. And they have to ask him when to use the bathroom. They have to ask him when they can eat. They have to ask him for permission to wear certain clothes. They have to ask him for permission to call certain people on the phone. They are alleging that he is pretty much basically running their life, every aspect of their lives. And like I said, this is the family of one of the victims who is actually doing this press conference, as well as another young lady who said that she was actually a part of this cult. I'm going to play this video for you guys, and then I have another video from one of the victims who was actually speaking out. So let me go ahead and play the first video for y'all of this press conference. Okay, give me a second, because I got to play this video for y'all. All right. Let's do this, because all of this is a hot boo-boo mess to me, okay? All of it is a hot boo-boo mess, and of course, a lot of people are pretty much saying that all of this is a ploy for the family members to get some type of money or whatever. Girl, look, all I'm saying is R. Kelly always been a suspect motherfucker to me, but I'm gonna play y'all this press conference, and then we're gonna have a conversation, all right? All right.
Today, for months in, years in, until he released these girls and put them back where they belong. My daughter was off in college at the time, and I haven't seen her since. I want to thank y'all for coming out, and I'm going to let someone else speak. I'm going to let my wife speak, and then I'm also going to let Shanti speak if she wants to.
Can you tell us your name first?
My name is Timothy Savage.
Tim, before you leave the microphone, though, can we ask you, it's a pretty serious charge to say that your daughter's being held against her will. How old is she, and what evidence do you have she's being held against her will?
My daughter is, right now, she's 21 at this time. I'm going to ask some questions after this. So if you can hold your questions, I'm going to ask a couple questions for people. So allow my family and friends to speak and guests to speak so we can have that honor to share and put this out here, okay? Thank you. This is my wife, Jonjelyn Savage.
I'm Jonjelyn. It's spelled Jonjelyn. The house that we're standing in front of today is the first time I've been at this location. But through the sources of Cheryl Mack, which was his assistant that gave me information about the guest house. Also, I have pictures of where the house was, inside this house where he resided, where he had rooms set up for like a hotel for the girls to stay in. And he also had a black room where they do different acts, sexual acts in, and then he had the separate rooms, 3 separate rooms, total 4 rooms in his house, which they have it all identical like set up. My daughter's severely brainwashed. She's brainwashed to the point where she says anything that he asks her to say. She's not the same Jocelyn that we knew when we met. I've reached out to Diane Copeland and Alicia Evans, which are the madams that watches over the girls, and they would not give me any information about my daughter. So we just want him to release her and let her go on with her life, because he's affected too many young girls over the years. And I just wanted her home and to try to get her rehabilitated to the Jocelyn that we know and miss.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please give us your name, please.
My name is Asante McGee, A-S-A-N-T-E. I had an encounter with R. Kelly, and I lived with him at another location that's not far from here. I've participated and witnessed a lot of acts that I did not agree with, and the way he manipulates each and every woman that comes around. I'm blessed to have a strong will mind, and the things that I've witnessed. I have a 17-year-old daughter myself, and I always thought this could be my daughter. I've been reading the blogs, everybody's saying that, oh, we're lying, R. Kelly's not this monster, he's not that person. I've always been a fan of R. Kelly from day one. I was always defending him until I got behind closed doors. I've reached out to the Savages as well as Isabel Clary parents because I saw both of their daughters and I did not like what I was seeing. Again, I felt like if this was my daughter, doing this, I want somebody to come out to me and help me. So I've been with them and just giving them as much information that I've seen, just living in the house with them. And it just took a whole bunch of encounters that finally I got the willpower to just walk away. So I've been gone since last summer, but I've stayed in contact with them after I left and gave them as much updates that I could give them as far as the conditions that's treated, where you have to ask to be, take a bath, permission to shower, to eat, permission to go from one room to the next. He really manipulates your mind because of who he is and his fame. So if it wasn't because of his fame and you're happy because you're with R. Kelly, he wouldn't get away with doing the things they want. So as far as these girls, I feel like they've been in so long that they will need help, because of the things that he puts in your head and make you believe everybody's against you.
Was this house here?
No, I've never. This is my first time being at this house. I was always at the main location, and I really don't know the address offhand, but it's another location that's not far from this home.
How long did you know R. Kelly?
3 years.
3 years?
Yes.
How'd you meet him?
We're gonna step in for a minute. Yes. I want to answer the majority of the questions. Some of these questions will be answered at a later date. We will give another interview. I will answer a couple questions if you have questions. So I want to take your question first. What question do you have, and what would you like for me to answer?
You already answered how old your daughter. She's 21, so she is of age. Again, the charge you make is that she's being held against her will. What evidence of that do you have, other than perhaps some of the conversations you've had where she sounded a little off?
Well, if you have cultured and looked at where it's Stockholm Syndrome, that's what my daughter has right now. And so those are the things that's going to come to play. We're going to share all these things at a later date. Can I have another question?
You're making some pretty serious accusations, though, and it doesn't appear that you have strong evidence to back them up? What evidence do you have?
That evidence is going to appear within the next 2 to 3 days. It will appear on another time set. This is just to actually come out and introduce the people who are making these accusations. We're going to actually bring that to the forefront within the next 2 to 5 days. I promise you that.
Are you filing a suit?
Another conversation. No, give me one more. One more.
Are you working with authorities?
Yes, I am working with authorities. We're working with the FBI, and we're also working with the sheriff here in John Street Police Department. And that's it, guys. We'll talk to you guys later. Hold up. My daughter want to say something.
I just want to say...
What's your name? I'm sorry. Yes.
My name's Jalen. I go by J-A-I. I just want to say, Joycelyn, I love you so much. What R. Kelly has done to you, nobody, I don't mean nobody, needs to go through what you've been through and what them other girls been through. I love my sister so much, and I just want to see her how she used to be. When Joycelyn left to go to college, everything changed after that. Everything. And it's all because of this monster, R. Kelly. He needs to get what he deserves, for real. Like, everybody knows that he is a pedophile, a rapist, everything.
That's it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was the press conference that was held by one of the family members of one of the young ladies who is allegedly being held in this cult that R. Kelly is housing these women in one of his rental houses in Georgia. Now, remember, they're alleging that he has 2 rental houses that he has set up kind of like hotels where he is actually housing these women, where he actually has madams. And every day, well, not every day, they said that they see R. Kelly probably a couple of times, I guess, per month or whatever. And he actually has these women there, and they're pretty much his sex slaves. And they perform sexual acts on him, and he records the sexual acts. And he also shows these sexual acts that he records to his friends. Okay, this is what they are alleging. Now, the man that you saw in the press conference, he is actually the father of one of the young women who is actually a part, who is actually allegedly one of the females that is in this cult situation. Now, this young lady that they are alleging that is in this cult situation, now she actually had a conversation with TMZ. Now, during the conversation that she had with TMZ, she told TMZ that she is not being held against her will. She did tell TMZ that she hasn't spoke to her family in a while, but she said the reason why she hasn't spoke to them is because she said that her father is always threatening R. Kelly. And I guess, girl, if he feels like you're being held against your will, I guess he would be threatening R. Kelly because he feels like you're brainwashed and you're not allowed to speak for yourself. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to something that a lot of people actually caught themselves during this interview that the young lady, they're calling her Jay. Of course, she has, that's not her real name. They're keeping her real name private for, privacy reasons, but they do have her real name, but they're calling her Jay, okay? Well, Jay said that the reason why, like I said, she hasn't spoken to her family is because her father is always threatening R. Kelly, etc., etc. Now, apparently, they said once she went to college and her R. Kelly was introduced to her during a concert or whatever, some shit about he was supposed to be mentoring her about her music career and all of this, etc., etc. But she's saying that she's not being held against her will. But I want y'all to pay attention to her shirt. You can tell that there's somebody behind the camera that's actually telling her the questions that she's not allowed to answer. The interviewer asked her if she was actually in Georgia right now. She was going to answer the question, but you can see somebody that's behind the camera that was like, kind of like, no, don't answer that question, whatever. So I'm actually going to go ahead and play that video for you guys as well. And y'all can tell me what y'all think about it. Then I'm going to read you guys an article. It's kind of lengthy, but I'm going to read you guys an article on BuzzFeed about this whole fiasco, and it'll give you guys a little bit of more in-depth of an insight of all of this stuff that's going on. But here's the video from the daughter of the man that was in that press conference.
I'm 21. I'm about to be 22 in about 5 days.
And I just mainly want to say that I'm in a happy place with my life, and I'm not being brainwashed or anything like that. You know, it just came to a point where it definitely has gotten out of hand. So, you know, I just want everybody to know, my parents and everybody in the world, that I am totally fine. I'm happy where I'm at, and everything is okay with me.
So you are not being held against your will or doing anything that you do not want to do?
Oh, no, not at all. Never been feeling hostage or anything like that in that nature. Never.
So why is it now that your family's coming forward and saying this, and they've asked for a welfare check and everything like that? Why do you think now?
I personally, I don't really know what's going on with that, so I wouldn't want to answer that at this moment. The last time I spoke to my parents may have been about a good on and off for about a good 6-5 months. I haven't really spoken to them because of everything they've been causing problems in my life, about saying I've been hostage and being held against my will and stuff like that, because I'm very heartbroken of what's going on with this situation, because it's getting to a point where it's getting too much out of hand. You know, me having to deal with this and me being 22 is just, you know, it's just not right. So I haven't spoken to them mainly in about 5 to 6 months, really, on and off. I mean, they'll, you know, text me from time to time, but I haven't really wanted to speak to them because of what they're doing.
Are you currently in Georgia, or where are you?
I'm not, I wouldn't want to speak on that.
Oh. Are you with other roommates? Are you free to go from where you are?
No, I want to speak on that as well.
Well, okay, am I back? It looks like it probably cut off for a split second, but hopefully I am back. Am I back? Can you guys see me? Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me, okay? It looks like it blanked out for a second, but it looks like I am back. So let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me, all right? Oh, you can see and hear me. All right. Well, that is the young lady, okay? That is the daughter of the man and the woman that was in that press conference, all right? Now, according to her, she is not being held against her will. She's not being brainwashed. And she also tells the interviewer the reason why she has not spoken to her parents is because they are basically that they are always threatening R. Kelly, pretty much. I mean, girl, I guess they always saying, you know, the girl, you need to come home. Okay, you went to college, you were doing good in college. Now, all of a sudden, you quit college, and now you're living in this house that R. Kelly has, you know, set up for y'all and all this old type of shit right here. But let me show you guys. Let me show you a picture of the rental houses that R. Kelly actually is housing these women in. This is a picture of the rental houses right here. Hopefully you guys are able to see these pictures. Can you see those photographs right there? This is a picture of the rental houses that he is apparently holding these women captive in. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Can you guys see that? It's not showing up on my screen. You can't see or hear anything. You can't see or hear anything. But this is the houses. One of them is in Chicago, and one of them is in Georgia. Okay? One is in Chicago, and one is in Georgia. And those are the houses that he is allegedly holding these women captive in. All right? Now, let me read you guys an article. Okay, I'm going to read you guys an article from BuzzFeed, and I want y'all to know that this is kind of a lengthy article. I'm not going to read it word for word. Hopefully, I'm going to try to read as much as I possibly can, but I'm not going to read the entire thing, okay? But I want you guys to have a little bit of a rundown as to how R. Kelly was actually introduced to this young lady, the one that was in the video, the alleged victim. And I want y'all to have a little bit of a backstory on how all of this stuff transpired, okay? All right. It said, R. Kelly is apparently running an abusive cult that's tearing families apart. It said 3 former members of R. Kelly's inner circle actually gave BuzzFeed some stories, all right? Now, This is how he allegedly met the young lady in the video. Now, the young lady is not, at the time she was 19 in 2015. She's 21 now. She was 19 at the time when they met. But apparently, R. Kelly met this young lady. They're calling her Jay, backstage at the Fantasy Springs Resort Casino in California. Okay, now, Jay was thrilled that her 19-year-old daughter's music career, I'm sorry, Jay is actually what they're calling the mother, okay? Excuse me, I misspoke. Jay is the nickname that they're giving the mother. Jay was thrilled that her 19-year-old daughter's music career was going to make a major leap forward from recording demos and performing at talent shows at the chance of stardom, thanks to the help of an R&B superstar, okay? And we all know that this R&B superstar is R. Kelly. Now, people are kind of low-key side-eyeing the fact that this mother, okay, felt like it was an amazing opportunity for her daughter to be mentored or whatever by R. Kelly, hoping that her daughter's music career will be, basically take a leap now that she's being introduced to R. Kelly, and R. Kelly's going to be working with her on her music. People are like, you know the history that R. Kelly has by him having these, sexual relationships with extremely young women, et cetera, et cetera. And basically the mother said that she wasn't necessarily concerned about that because she felt like any interaction that R. Kelly has with her daughter, they can actually have the interaction as they basically would have the interaction with her being in the presence of it. So she didn't feel like R. Kelly and this young lady would actually have any type of interaction without her being present. Let me continue to read. This is what the mother said. She said, when we got to go backstage with R. Kelly, we stayed there for over 2 hours. One-on-one with just me and my daughter and him. We went back to talk about the music. He listened to her CD. He was going to help her with her CD. And I was really impressed with him at first, because I have always been an R. Kelly fan. Now, see, that's the gag. That's the thing that really pisses me off with a lot of people, is the fact that, yes, R. Kelly, okay? R. Kelly is an amazing artist. He is. We can't deny the fact that he is an amazing artist. The man is extremely talented. But that does not excuse the fact that this dude in 2008 was accused of having a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old girl who was allegedly his goddaughter, okay? There were 14 witnesses that came forward and said, yes, this is his 14-year-old goddaughter. Hell, it was actually a room in this man's house, and they're talking about this is a fucking lookalike. No, he is known for recording these sexual acts with these young girls. Now, granted, okay, somebody actually said the fact that this may be morally wrong, but it's not legally wrong because they are of age, which is 100% true, okay? But apparently R. Kelly is brainwashing these women. As I said, apparently he has these madams that are, in the house that's basically teaching these girls how to please R. Kelly sexually. These girls have to actually ask him for permission to use the bathroom. They have to ask him for permission to eat. They have to ask him for permission to use the telephone to call certain people. They've also said that he has actually allegedly physically abused them and also verbally abused them. Girl, I low-key believe the shit. Okay, of course, I don't have any solid proof because I'm not there. I can't prove it. But the man is very peculiar. Okay, the man is extremely peculiar. Now, let me continue. Now, Jay said that R. Kelly, who turned 50 in January, met her daughter backstage at a concert in Atlanta earlier that month. Soon enough, he'd invited her to fly out to the casino concert on his dime. So that's how she actually got the chance to meet R. Kelly, okay, at this casino in California. All right, because her daughter had apparently met him a month prior to that, and he actually decided to fly her out to California. Okay, girl, he ain't just randomly flying these young chicks out to California and all these other places all willy-nilly for nothing. But let me continue. All right. She said that she'd heard about his past sexual misconduct accusations against Kelly, but wasn't overly worried. Okay. She said that she wasn't overly worried. Okay. Look, she said she is a fiercely devoted stage mom. She and her husband, the guy that we saw in the press conference, of 22 years, his name is Tim, a car dealer, had moved from Memphis to Atlanta to help their eldest daughter's career. And they were confident she could protect her daughter. Now, this is what the mother said. She said, in the back of our minds, we were thinking my daughter could be around him and if I was with her. She said, it didn't really hit home with me, even with the Aaliyah situation, now that I think about it. Age ain't nothing but a number. But you don't think about that. You grew up with the song and you just like it, okay? Girl, even my mama said that was kind of peculiar, girl. Age ain't nothing but a number, and down ain't nothing but a thing. Like I said, we all love R. Kelly. Okay, well, let me take that back. We all love his music. The man is talented, but that don't excuse this bullshit that he got going on here, okay? Like I said, is it illegal? Probably not. Morally wrong? Absolutely. Let me continue. Now, she said 2 years later, Jay and Tim are in a desperate fight to bring their daughter home. All right. Now, they said that they have identified the people, but they're withholding their real names for privacy reasons. Now, she said, it says, as part of their efforts, the mother closed her businesses, became a relentless amateur detective, and shared her findings with the FBI and police in 2 states, okay? Chicago as well as Georgia. All right? Chicago as well as Georgia. But their daughter isn't a missing person, because you have to remember, the girl said that she's not being held against her will, and she's not, basically being brainwashed. So the police can't do anything about that. So in the eyes of the law, she's not a missing person. Now, she still lives with R. Kelly, and she says she's doing fine despite her parents telling the police that she is being held against her will in what they call a quote-unquote cult. Okay? Now, 3 former members of R. Kelly's inner circle, which is Cheryl Mack, Kitty Jones, and Asante McGee, provided details supporting the parents' worst fears. Now, Asante is the young lady that we actually saw in the press conference, okay? Asante is the young lady that we saw in the press conference. She is one of the young ladies who allegedly was being held captive by R. Kelly prior to that. She said that she had been with him for a couple of years, and she decided to actually leave 9 months prior to this press conference or all of this stuff coming out. Apparently, according to her, she said that she actually has a daughter that's 16 years old, and she felt like it could possibly be her daughter that was actually being brainwashed by R. Kelly, which is one of the reasons why she decided to come forward and actually tell this young lady's family about all of the stuff that's going on and how R. Kelly is, holding this cult of women captive in Chicago and Georgia. Let me keep reading. Now, they provided details supporting the parents' worst fears. The women said that they said 6 women live in properties rented by R. Kelly in Chicago and the Atlanta suburbs, and he controls every aspect of their lives, dictating what they eat, how they dress, when they bathe, when they sleep, and how they engage in sexual encounters that he records, okay? Sexual encounters that he records. Let me repeat that, okay? These people, Cheryl Mack, Kitty Jones, and Asante McGee, are saying that he pretty much controls every aspect of their lives, dictating what they eat, how they dress, when they bathe, when they sleep, and how they engage in sexual encounters that he records. All right? Now, the last time that this young lady, Jay, the one that we saw in the press conference, the last time that she said that she saw her daughter was December 1st of 2016. Now, this is what she said. When she saw her daughter, she said it was as if she was brainwashed. She looked like a prisoner. It was horrible. I hugged her and I hugged her, but she just kept saying she's in love with R. Kelly. She just kept saying she's in love and R. Kelly is the one who cares for her. I don't know what to do. I hope that if I get her back, I can get her into treatment for victims of cults. They can reprogram her, but I wish I could have stopped it from happening. Jay and Tim have said that they only heard from their daughter twice since they last saw her. They got a one-sentence text from her on Christmas Day, and this is what she said on Christmas Day. I hate Christmas, has to be this way this year. And then Jay says she got another text from her daughter on May 14th, which was Mother's Day, and the text message said, Happy Mother's Day from me and Rob. So pretty much she's saying, okay, Happy Mother's Day from me and R. Kelly. All right? Now, let me continue reading. I'm going to go down a little bit further. Now, the women in R. Kelly's entourage initially think this is R. Kelly. I'm going to live a lavish lifestyle. Okay, I'm going to live a lavish lifestyle. This is what one of the young ladies who alleged that she was in this cult before she decided to get out. Okay, she said that women feel like they're going to live this lavish lifestyle. She said that she worked as R. Kelly's personal assistant for a year and a half starting in 2013 and has remained in touch with some of the members in his inner circle. No, you have to ask for food. You have to ask to go to the bathroom. She said R. Kelly is a master at mind control. He is a puppet master. All right. Jones and McGee both said that they lived with R. Kelly and had a sexual relationship with him at different times over the past 5 years before leaving. Their documentation at this time is limited, however, as they said that R. Kelly controlled their phone and their social media accounts that they used while they were under his roof. So they said that R. Kelly pretty much controlled their phone conversations and he controlled anything that they did on social media as long as they were under his roof. And they were not allowed to take photos with Kelly or of any of the rooms that they were living in. So they weren't able to use their phones without his permission. They were not able to get on social media without his permission. And they were also not allowed to take any photos with him or any photos of any rooms that were in either of these houses. Okay. Now, according to Mac Jones and McGee, the women living in R. Kelly's Georgia guest house or his Chicago recording studio last summer, these are the women that they're claiming are living in this cult. Okay, they're saying it's a 31-year-old den mother. Okay, quote unquote den mother. This is one of the people that are living in this cult. And pretty much this den mother, she trains the newcomers on how R. Kelly likes to be pleasured sexually. She had been best friends since high school with the girl in the videotape. Remember in 2008, R. Kelly was pretty much put on trial for having a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old girl who he was seen in a video pissing on. Okay, seen on a video pissing on. Now, this 31-year-old den mother was apparently friends with the girl that was in the video. All right. Now, she recently parted ways with R. Kelly, according to certain sources. All right. The other person living in this house is a 25-year-old woman who also has been a part of R. Kelly's scene for 7 years. Now, there is a recent arrival. The recent arrival is a 19-year-old model who has been photographed in public with R. Kelly and named on numerous music gossip websites. All right. And they're saying that this is very rare for any of the young women who are in R. Kelly's circle because he doesn't really like to have their names out in the blogs and all this other shit. So they're saying that's a rarity for, anybody who's in his inner circle. Now, there's also an Atlanta songwriter who began her relationship with R. Kelly around 2009 when she was 19. She's now 26 years old. All right. Now, there's an 18-year-old girl from Polk County, Florida. Mac said that this 18-year-old girl is R. Kelly's favorite, quote unquote favorite, and she's his number one girl. Now, Mac Jones and McGee claim that women who live with R. Kelly, who he calls his babies, they are required to call him daddy. All right. He calls them his babies and they are required to call him daddy, and they must ask for permission to leave the Chicago recording studio or their assigned rooms in the guest house. R. Kelly rents near his own rental mansions in suburban Atlanta. A black SUV with a burly driver behind the wheel is always parked outside of both locations. So apparently they're saying that R. Kelly always has a security guard that's always sitting inside of suburban, that's parked outside of these homes he pays to make sure that these women are not leaving these mansions without his knowledge. All right. Or anytime that they actually do want to leave the mansion, they actually have to get his permission first. And when they do leave, the guy who is in this suburban actually has to take them to any of the locations that they want to go to. All right. Now, let me keep reading. All right. Now, it said R. Kelly confiscates the women's cell phones, they said, so they cannot contact their friends and family. He gives them new phones that they are only allowed to use to contact him or others with his permission. R. Kelly films his sexual activities, McGee and Jones said, and shows the videos to men in his circle. So he films any of these sexual acts that he does with these young girls, and he shows these videos to his friends. I guess they sit around and watch him having sex. I mean, I don't really know too many friends that I would just want to sit around and watch their damn sex tapes and shit, but I guess maybe that's what the folks who, you know, are acquaintances of R. Kelly, I guess that's what the fuck they like to do. All right? Now, Mac, the former personal assistant of R. Kelly, said that R. Kelly almost always tells the women to dress in jogging suits because he doesn't want their figures to be exposed. He doesn't want them to look appealing. She said when the other men are in the same room, R. Kelly would make the girls turn around and face the wall in their jogging suits because he doesn't want them to be looked at by anyone else. So one of these women, Mac, who was apparently one of the women who was a part of R. Kelly's circle, she says that R. Kelly makes these women wear jogging suits and shit, I guess even in the summer months, makes them wear jogging suits, and anytime there's a man or anything around, he makes them face the wall and turn around. That way they don't look appealing to any other man. All right. Now, she also says that if the women break any of R. Kelly's rules, they said that he punishes them physically and verbally. For example, Jones claimed that R. Kelly held her against a tree and slapped her outside of a Subway sandwich shop in spring 2013 because she had been too friendly with the male cashier there. McGee said that she never saw Kelly hit anybody, but also said he was running a cult and manipulated her emotionally and sexually. R. Kelly is the sweetest person you'll ever meet, but Robert is the devil. All right? So this is what the girl said. She said, R. Kelly is the sweetest person you'll ever meet, but Robert is the devil. So I guess she's saying the R. Kelly that we know is extremely sweet, but Robert is the devil. All right. Now let me continue reading on down. We all know about the 14-year-old girl from 2008, so I'm not going to really go into that whole thing right there. All right. Now, I got trapped, said former insider Jones. I had people telling me that I was an idiot, but it took me a long time to realize they were right. And I'm talking now because I hope I can help some of these other girls. So one of the young ladies, Jones, she's basically saying that the reason why she's speaking out now is because she wants to be able to help these other women get out of this bad situation that they're in with R. Kelly. All right. Now, let me continue reading. After her backstage visit with Kelly in Indio, California, remember I was telling you guys about how the 19-year-old met R. Kelly backstage at a casino in California. After her backstage visit with R. Kelly in Indio, California, the aspiring singer from Georgia began secretly talking with Kelly over her cell phone. As far as I know, we weren't talking to Kelly anymore, Jay said, or at least I wasn't talking to him anymore. So the mother actually felt like she didn't know that her daughter was still having contact with R. Kelly. All right. But apparently the daughter was still having phone conversation with R. Kelly. Now we need to keep in mind that this girl is 19 years old. Okay. So she is of legal age to talk to R. Kelly without her mother's permission if she wants to. But let me continue. Now, in June 2015, Jay and Tim said their daughter lied to them about taking a weekend trip to visit a Georgia university. Instead, Mac arranged for her to fly to Oklahoma City where Kelly was performing. Remember, Mac is a former personal assistant of R. Kelly. So Mac said that she actually arranged for the young girl to fly to Oklahoma City where R. Kelly was performing. All right. After the show, she had sex with R. Kelly for the first time. She later told her parents at least 2 friends, including a record producer who goes by the stage name Tone. All right. As the Georgia singer and Kelly became closer, Tone recalled her saying she was frustrated with Kelly. She thought every time she tried to bring up her music career, R. Kelly changed the topic to sex, and she wanted proof. So Tone and the woman decided to secretly record a phone conversation between her and R. Kelly. All right. Now, I'm going to play you guys the recorded phone conversation that the girl had with R. Kelly. All right. So apparently, according to her, she basically asked him if he realized that one of her songs was kind of reminiscent of Half on a Baby. But when she was telling that to him, he was kind of like brushing it off. He was like, yeah, I already know that. But let me play y'all this phone recording. Give me a second. Here you go.
You know Don't Hold Back, my song. It kind of got like, if you really hear it, it kind of got like got a little remix of the Half on a Baby a little bit. Did you notice that?
Oh, I felt that all the way.
Huh?
I noticed that all the way, all right off.
Okay.
Now, he said, she asked him if he realized that the song was reminiscent of Half on a Baby. He said, yeah, I noticed that right off. Okay. Now, on the tape, it's not what R. Kelly said that shows his pattern of behavior with women close to him. It's how he said it, which is immediately clear from listening to the audio. Look, he said, I miss my baby. Okay, this is what he told her. After she replied, he told her, I want you to get into the habit of telling me what color panties you got on every day. All right? So he said he wants her to get into the habit of telling him what color panties that she has on every single day. Now, as they were having this conversation, he got kind of quiet, I guess, after she wasn't really responding to his, questions or whatever, or to his, to the things that he was saying. So she pretty much said hello to make sure that he was still listening to her. And then she goes on to try to talk more about her music. But as she tries to talk more about her music, he's like, look, we can always make a hit song. Okay, we can always make a hit song, but I'm more interested in developing you. Let me play y'all this audio right here.
I'm more interested in developing you. Songs are not an issue. You can always do a hit song. You can always do a great song. That's good.
You're right.
Did y'all hear that? I'm going to play that again for those of you who may have not heard it, okay? She was like, hello. She didn't, now that's not on the recording, but allegedly she said hello to make sure he was still listening because she wasn't responding to him, basically telling her, you need to tell me what color paint, you need to get in the habit of telling me what color drawers you got on every damn day, okay? So she was like, hello, and he's like, look, I don't really want to talk about no damn music. This is what I want to talk about.
I'm more interested in developing you. Songs are not an issue. You can always do a hit song. You can always do a great song. That's good.
You're right.
All right. So now, let me continue matter of fact, let's have a little bit of a conversation right quick, and then I'm going to continue on. Matter of fact, I'm going to continue on with what I need to do. Then we're going to have our discussion because I want to get through this. All right. Now, in June 2016, the daughter, the one that we saw in the video, was apparently enrolled for summer classes at Georgia College. All right. Her roommate at the school, who is being identified by the initials TS to avoid retaliation, told BuzzFeed News that at first she did not believe her friend really knew R. Kelly. All right. She thought that she was just making the shit up. But TS said that the girl would often call the superstar and put him on speakerphone during their explicit sexual conversations. All right. So the girl also began visiting R. Kelly at his homes nearby and sometimes traveled with him to Chicago, according to her roommate. All right. She recalled the woman telling her that Kelly took away her cell phone and replaced it with a new one, with instructions that she should only use it to communicate with him and needed to obtain his personal and use it to communicate with others. All right. Now, the roommate, okay, the roommate also says that the girl told her that one time R. Kelly sent a cab to pick up the woman at his guest house and bring them to a club where he would meet them. All right. So the girl also told her roommate that she laughed when the cab driver told a joke, and one of the other women in the cab texted R. Kelly to report the violation of his rules. So apparently the cab driver told a joke. The girl thought it was funny. She laughed. And I guess he had one of his madams that were actually, escorting these girls to this club or whatever. And they text R. Kelly and said, look, she broke one of the rules. She laughed at this taxi driver's joke. So you need to handle this. All right. Now, when the girl arrived at the club, according to the roommate, she said that R. Kelly bent the girl over and whooped her behind because she laughed at the cab driver, who happened to be a man. All right. Girl, I am dying. Okay. I am dying. The roommate said that when she got to the club, R. Kelly bent her over and whooped her ass because she laughed at what the cab driver said. Now, I'm not saying this to be funny. I'm not saying it to, any of that type of stuff. The only reason that I'm saying it is because apparently I am just disgusted. Okay. I'm just disgusted by this whole little fiasco and all this shit that's going on. But again, I'm going to continue, and then we're going to sit here and we're going to discuss all of these allegations, all right? Now, by the middle of 2016 fall semester, remember, this girl actually goes to Georgia College. By the middle of 2016 fall semester, the Georgia woman's appearance started to change. She began losing weight, and she cropped her, she cut her long hair, and she permed it, or at least what was left of it. And then she dyed her hair blonde. Now, this was according to her roommates and her parents, by the way. Now, according to the roommate, the girl told her the reason why she decided to cut her hair and dye it blonde was because that's how R. Kelly liked for her to look. All right. So the girl eventually started skipping her classes, and then she eventually just stopped showing up to her classes altogether. Now, her parents confirmed the school considers her a student who is no longer in good standing, quote unquote. Now, she already has broken off all contact with her mother and her father. Y'all saw the press conference. They said that they haven't spoken to their daughter since last year. And they just basically got 2 text messages from her. And she said anytime that she calls her daughter, her calls are always forwarded to the voicemail. In the middle of fall semester, during their quest to bring their daughter home, the mother said that she called the new cell phone that R. Kelly had given her daughter, who broke one of R. Kelly's rules by texting her parents from the phone to say she was fine. Now, remember, the girl was only supposed to keep in contact with R. Kelly. According to these allegations, she was only supposed to keep in contact with anybody who R. Kelly gave her permission to keep in contact with, or keep in contact with him. So she broke the rules by sending her mother a text message, all right? Now, this is when the parents decided to file a missing persons report with the college, okay? With the college at the campus police, all right? Now, a spokeswoman for the school actually confirmed the report and the case number. So this is not anything that's actually being made up. The parents actually went as far as to actually contact the FBI. They contacted the police in Georgia. They have also filed missing persons reports with the college, all right? The campus police at the college. And there's a spokeswoman for the college who confirmed that they actually did file a missing persons report, and they also had a case number accompanied by that missing persons report, all right? Now, but they said when an investigator called the parents and learned that they knew their daughter was with R. Kelly in his suburban Atlanta homes, no action could be taken. Because remember, the girl is, you know, of age. She's over the age of 18, so there really is nothing that they can legally do to hold him accountable for the girl deciding to leave college and go and live with R. Kelly. All right. Now, again, the last time my parents saw her was December of 2016. Now, what we really wanted to do was an intervention. Okay. But her daughter would not listen. Of course, the girl living with R. Kelly, if she's allegedly being brainwashed, of course she's not going to listen. Now, of course, I'm not going to read all this other stuff, but they have contacted the police. They filed several missing persons reports. They've also contacted the FBI. The FBI are allegedly investigating this whole situation. So it's definitely going to be a hot, shitty ass mess. Okay, it's definitely going to be a hot, shitty ass mess. Now, let me continue. She said, it's not about my daughter per se. It's about all the girls. It's about my daughter, and I understand that. But the abuse that my daughter is actually enduring, nobody should go through. Okay, so he's saying that it's not the fact that his daughter is not doesn't want to have any contact with him. The reason why he is seeking legal action against R. Kelly is because he feels like his daughter is actually being brainwashed and she's being held against her will, even though she did an interview with TMZ basically saying that she's not being held against her will and she's fine. All right. Now, Teresa, I'm assuming Teresa's 2 other parents actually also came forward and actually spoke to BuzzFeed. Okay. Now, the parents of an aspiring professional singer from Florida, remember I told you about that young lady, when she was 7, she met R. Kelly when she was 17 years old, and she moved into one of his rental properties once she was over age of legal consent. Okay. So there are 2 other people who came forward, and they're basically speaking out about their daughters actually being held in this cult that R. Kelly is apparently, you know, that R. Kelly apparently has. Now, They're withholding their names, of course, for privacy reasons, etc., etc. But they are calling her by her middle name, Teresa. Now, this is what Teresa said. Teresa said she initially let her daughter spend time with R. Kelly because it was supposed to be a music relationship. Now, that's the part that really has me like, what the fuck, okay? It was supposed to be a music relationship. Your daughter was 17 years old. You knew the accusations that R. Kelly already had against him. He was accused of having a sexual relationship with his 14-year-old goddaughter. He pissed on the girl. It was all on camera, all this other shit. So you knew. So it was supposed to be a music relationship. I mean, I'm side-eyeing your ass as well, okay? I'm side-eyeing your ass as well. But anyway, we're going to continue. She also goes on to say that she now regrets that decision. She says, my thing was I trusted. I have never been in the music industry before, ever. He is a lyrical genius. He's R. Kelly. And they literally, basically she said that with a little bit of enthusiasm, like she was excited. She said, he's R. Kelly. And the fact that he went to court and he was never found guilty, he was acquitted, and we were led to believe there was no truth in it. Now I got all of these people asking about why my daughter is there, telling me all of that the charges against Kelly were true. Well, how come you didn't tell me that before? Now, according to her, she's saying that basically now that her daughter is living with R. Kelly, all of these people are coming forward telling her, you haven't heard about all these charges that are, were being brought forth against R. Kelly and all of this other stuff. Girl, have you been living under a damn rock? I don't know. Maybe some people are just ignorant to the things that go on on social media, in the news. I don't know. But girl, I know that you said you have never been in the music industry. Okay, I know that you said you've never been in the music industry, but if you knew that R. Kelly was a lyrical genius and all this other stuff, you knew about them damn accusations. So for you to sit there and say that, why didn't nobody tell me about all of this before? Girl, if you don't sit your ass down, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Girl, if you don't sit your ass all the way down, okay? Of course, I'm not saying that you would have, that you knew what was going on with your daughter and R. Kelly, but for you to sit there and say, why ain't nobody tell you about this before? Girl, you knew about that shit. Anyway, let's move on. Now, the former singer first met R. Kelly when her parents took her to see him perform at Funk Fest in Orlando on April 18th, 2015. All right? During the show, they were pulling people out of the audience, Teresa said. A guy said, oh yeah, her. He pulled her on stage. So apparently a dude saw, or R. Kelly saw the girl, and he was like, oh yeah, her, and pulled the girl on stage. After the show, a member of R. Kelly's entourage gave the star's phone number to the 17-year-old high school senior, according to her mother. All right? So this ain't nothing that people are just saying. The girl's mama said that R. Kelly gave a member of his entourage his phone number to give to the girl. All right? Then Teresa said, we called, but he wasn't answering. So we left it alone, she said. Then I guess he must have got back later on or texted her later on. So according to Teresa, they actually were calling R. Kelly, but R. Kelly never picked up the phone. But she guessed later on R. Kelly either called her daughter back or texted her back, but maybe the daughter, I'm assuming, didn't tell her or whatever. Now, as with the Georgia woman, the relationship between Kelly and the Florida woman developed over phone calls and text messages, all right, that were kept secret from her family. Remember, that's what I just said, okay? This woman is alleging that a member of R. Kelly's entourage gave her daughter his phone number, but he never answered the phone. But she's saying that after all of this was said and done, she guessed that the R. Kelly got back to the daughter, but she didn't tell her mother that R. Kelly was contacting her. But let me continue. This is what she said. And when one day we were looking for her because she should have been coming home from school, Teresa said, then finally we get a text message saying that she's okay, that she had met up with R. Kelly in his hotel. And I'm like, you met up with R. Kelly at his hotel? Teresa and her husband, Angelo, said they rushed to the hotel and called the police, who advised them to deal with hotel security. Their daughter finally came down to see them. They said, but Kelly refused to talk to them. After the incident at the hotel, the Florida team was only supposed to be talking to him when one of us was around. Now look, Miss Teresa, Okay, Miss Teresa, your daughter was supposed to come home from school. Your underage daughter was supposed to be coming home from school. But instead, she sends you a text message and tells you that she met up with R. Kelly at a fucking hotel. You and your husband go to this hotel. Y'all call the police, but the police tells y'all that y'all need to deal with hotel security, etc., etc. And then you're going to go on to say she was only supposed to be talking to him when one of y'all was around, and you believe that she was going to do that bullshit, even though y'all claim that y'all didn't know that she was still in contact with the man. Okay, after y'all was trying to call him, he wasn't answering the damn phone, but you was expecting her to only talk to him in the presence of y'all, and you want me to believe that bullshit? That just goes to show, okay, that people will allow this bullshit to go on as long as it has a price tag to it, okay? The fact that they felt like this was R. Kelly, he was going to probably give their daughter some fame, or maybe possibly give their daughter some damn money. That's what I'm feeling like. Now, don't get me fucked up, okay? Was it wrong? Absolutely. But at the same time, this mama right here, girl, she was only supposed to be talking to him when one of us was around. If you don't stop that bullshit, let me continue, girl, because y'all know I go into a rabbit hole real fast, all right? Now, she goes on to say we needed to make sure it was about music because he was going to, quote, unquote, mentor her, all right? He was going to, quote, unquote, mentor her. The fuck? You mean to tell me the dude that you found out was actually, that you claimed that you never even knew had a case against him, that you said, okay, I didn't know any of this stuff was true or whatever. Girl, you saw that damn, I'm pretty sure you saw that damn video of him pissing on that damn 14-year-old girl, and you talking about, why didn't nobody tell me that this was true? And then you wanted to make sure that this was about music and that the only thing that he was doing was mentoring her. Girl, stop. Girl, stop your bullshit. Stop the fucking foolishness, okay? Because this shit is annoying the fuck out of me. But anyway, she said we needed to make sure it was about music because he was going to be mentoring her. And then from there, we wanted her to travel with him so she could see how the music game really was. We thought it could be an opportunity and that she was going to be with a guardian, a female guardian that would keep an eye on her. So look, let me break this shit down to y'all. The mother said that she wanted her daughter, her 17-year-old daughter, to actually travel out of the state, hell, probably out of the fucking country with R. Kelly, because she wanted her daughter to see what the music game really was, and she felt like it would be a good opportunity, and she felt like there would be a female guardian that would keep an eye on her. Of course it was going to be a female guardian that was keeping an eye on her. You want to know who this female guardian was? This female guardian was one of those madams, okay? One of them fucking madams who was actually teaching these new girls how to sexually please R. fucking Kelly. All right, girl, ain't no way in the hell my 17-year-old daughter finna go. I don't give a fuck who you are, okay? That's just like, we can go back to the, I gotta go into a rabbit hole right quick. That's just like the damn, what the fuck is his name? Shit. I can't think of his name. But the pastor that just died, excuse me, Lord, you know I ain't saying nothing. I mean, you know, I know you gotta respect the dead, but at the same time, the one that was taking them boys out of the damn country with him, all right? Him. Okay, that's just like that. No, my underage child is not finna go out of town with your ass, especially with me knowing the bullshit, the foolishness, and the fuckery that you have been accused of and acquitted, because we know that that whole acquittal was some total and utter bullshit. We all know that was R. Kelly on that damn videotape. All right, let me continue. All right, but they may have been wishful thinking. Soon enough, the Florida singer was living with R. Kelly. She was living with R. Kelly. Eddie Long, that's his name. Bishop Eddie motherfucking Long, okay? Rest his damn soul. It is what the fuck it is, all right? Look, the woman, Miss Teresa, okay? Miss Teresa said that she later found out that was wishful thinking because her daughter started to live with R. Kelly. Angelo said he initially received short text messages from his daughter, that's the girl daddy, every few weeks saying that she was fine and the parents should not worry or try to contact her. Those have stopped. So apparently they don't get any more text messages from their daughter. All right. McGee, one of the women who left Kelly, said the Florida woman is head over heels in love with R. Kelly. And McGee said R. Kelly is obsessed with the Florida woman, noting he would go into the kitchen and cook for her. Now remember, this is the young girl that is 18 years old now. So the girl, she has recently turned 18 years old. And this is the one that they're saying that R. Kelly is, that's his quote unquote favorite girl. Okay. Maybe because she's the youngest. I don't know. but this is the one that they're saying is R. Kelly's quote unquote favorite girl, and that she's head over heels in love with her, and apparently he's obsessed with her because he be going into hit shit. He don't get the damn the cook, the chef to cook. He actually cat his ass in the kitchen and cook for this girl. Girl, this is all kinds of disastrous. Girl, this shit is disastrous. Let me keep fucking reading. McGee's feelings about the Florida woman has, I guess, whatever the fuck nuanced mean. What the fuck does nuanced mean, girl? I don't know what the fuck that means. But anyway, she says, I have a 17-year-old daughter myself, she said. When I saw the Florida singer with him, it took me back. This could be my daughter. I just knew that it was not right and that I just couldn't understand what a man almost 50 is doing having sex with someone the same age as his daughter. That's when I realized it was more of a mind control thing. So, okay, she said, I have a 17-year-old daughter myself. When I saw the Florida singer with him, it took me back. This could be my daughter. I just knew that it was not right and that I just couldn't understand what a man almost 50 is doing having sex with someone the same age as his daughter. That's when I realized it was more of a mind control thing. McGee said she also witnessed Kelly punish the aspiring Florida singer for breaking his rules. Remember, he has rules. You can't be texting nobody on the phone that he gave you. You can't be on social media. You can't be taking no damn pictures with him while he's sleeping shit. Okay? You can't be taking no damn pictures in none of the rooms in either one of his rental houses, because that will, show people that you're actually there. All right? Girl, anyway, let me continue. She said he left the Florida woman on the tour bus for like 3 days, and she was not allowed to come out. So according to this woman, all right, according to this woman, how he punished the girl for breaking one of his rules is he left her on a tour bus for 3 days, and she was not allowed to come out. He said she didn't do her homework. That's why she was punished. The fuck? Okay? The fuck? You mean to tell me an 18-year-old girl who's in college, okay? 18-year-old girl that's in college. He punished her because she didn't do her fucking homework, all right? Now, which was very confusing because she had just graduated high school over the summer. The fuck? The fuck? Excuse me? What? What? Let me continue. Teresa, remember Teresa? Remember I told y'all about Miss Teresa, the one that who said that she didn't realize that, all of this stuff about R. Kelly was true? Let me tell y'all about her. Teresa said that she is frustrated that lawyers and police have said they cannot help, and she fears that even if the relationship ends, she may not get her daughter back. On December 24th, 1996, R. Kelly was sued for $10 million by Tiffany Tia Hawkins, an aspiring singer and then high school student in Chicago, who claimed she met the star when he lectured her choir class. Hawkins says she began having sex with R. Kelly when he lectured her, Hawkins began having sex with R. Kelly in 1991 when she was 15 years old and he was 24, okay? So apparently this girl, Tiffany Tia Hawkins, said that R. Kelly was supposed to be lecturing her choir class. I guess he saw her and she began having sex with him in 1991 when she was 15 and he was 24. She said the relationship ended in December 1994 when she was 18 years old, all right? Now, she said she was so distraught over the situation. She was so upset that R. Kelly actually broke up with her that she tried to kill herself by slitting her wrists. Family. 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 Now, it's a lot more, okay? It's a lot more going on, okay? There is a lot more going on. This girl said that R. Kelly broke up with her when she was 18 years old, and she was so upset about the whole thing that she tried to kill herself by slitting her wrists. Family, it's this like I said, this is messy. I know it's messy. It's extremely messy, but I got to keep going. Now, this is what the girl said. This is what the mother said. She said, I desperately want my daughter back, but I'm not sure what will be the repercussions if she doesn't come willingly. This is Miss Teresa that is speaking, by the way. Miss Teresa, all right? She said, I don't know the repercussions if she doesn't come willingly. These girl thinks this man loves them. Matters of the heart are a touchy subject. Now, they said they have tried. Now, family, look. Apparently, this girl's mom and dad said they have tried several things to get her back home. They said in August 2015, the daughter texted Angelo. Remember, Angelo is the father, that she was in Chicago with R. Kelly. And then on August 26th of 2015, they sent their older daughter to R. Kelly's recording studio to check on her sister. R. Kelly and men in his entourage allegedly got involved in an altercation with the older sister when she tried to take her younger sister away. She said, this is according to the parents, by the way. They claimed that R. Kelly and the other men pushed, they shoved, and they hit the girl's older sister. Now, a police report, all right? So apparently this shit ain't just made up, okay? Now, a police report obtained by BuzzFeed indicated that one person allegedly struck the Florida singer's sister in the face, but she did not seek medical attention. Now, apparently, I know some people might be like, she's making this shit up, but apparently there was actually a police report that was filed, okay? So there was some type of an altercation at this recording studio. There was some type of an altercation, all right? And there was a police report that was filed where somebody allegedly hit the girl in the face, all right? But she did not seek medical attention. The case is classified as a simple battery and nobody has been arrested, according to the report, which said the investigation was initially suspended until a detective could contact the victim. A supplementary report was filed more than a year later on June 18, 2017. I have not talked to my daughter in more than a year, Teresa said, adding that she left countless text messages and voice messages that have not received a response. We've had deaths in the family, birthdays, and I haven't heard from her. She hasn't been here to hear any of it. I didn't even hear from her on Mother's Day. All I want to do is bring her home. So according to Teresa, she hasn't heard from her daughter. There's been people who have died in the family. People have had birthdays. She doesn't contact them on Christmas. She doesn't contact her on Mother's Day. She hasn't heard from her. She pretty much just wants her daughter to come home. Now, the girl's father said, I am beyond furious. I said, how could you do this? What the hell were you thinking? What if you died on the operating table? Now, y'all might be wondering, what the hell is he talking about? Look, on Friday, July 14th, after R. Kelly and the Florida woman had been asked for a comment on the story, Angelo said that he got a surprise phone call from his daughter, all right? He got a surprise phone call from this girl, who's 18 years old, who invited him to come to see R. Kelly perform in Indiana on Saturday. Now, wary of Kelly's motivations, Angelo said he declined the invitation. He also is angry over the surprise news from his daughter. She said R. Kelly had recently paid for her to have breast enhancement surgery. Okay? So apparently R. Kelly paid for this girl to get some bigger boobs. I guess he didn't like the size of her breast, so he decided to pay for her to get breast enhancement surgery. Now, the father said he's beyond furious about all this. How could you do this? What the hell were you thinking? You could have died on the operating table. I don't even know what we can do anymore. I just know we want to get her home. Family. Of course, they have approached R. Kelly and they have asked him about these allegations. And of course, he said that all of this is, it's just baloney. He said they're making this bullshit up. He ain't holding nobody against their will. All of this other stuff. He's saying that basically he's being an activist and people are, they're trying to bring him down and all this other shit. All right. But he's also, dodged a lot of the questions that the paparazzi and all these people have been asking him. All right. Now, multiple attempts to reach R. Kelly were unsuccessful. Kelly's RCA Records publicist, Theola Borton, who was promoted to senior vice president of publicity for the label in 2014, did not respond to multiple emails and phone calls requesting comment. Of course, she didn't respond to no fucking emails and phone calls requesting no damn comment, because all of this shit is being investigated by the FBI and the police. All of these accusations, again, is it illegal or is it immoral? Okay, y'all leave that in the comment section. Do you think it's illegal or immoral what's going on? Granted, the girl that was 17 that apparently he had sex with, and the girl that said she was 15 and she said she had sex with him after he lectured her choir at high school, that shit was very illegal. But is it illegal that he has these grown women that are living in these rental houses of his, and he's recording sexual acts with them? He's telling them what to wear. Is it illegal or is it immoral? Let me go on to read y'all something else. All right. Now, Lisa Minch. I don't know who the fuck that is, but apparently she's a civil lawyer in Chicago who represents R. Kelly. She responded via email to the accusations outlined in this story. This is what Miss Linda had to say. We can only wonder why folks would insist in defaming a great artist who loves his fans, who works 24/7 and takes care of all the people in his life. He works hard to become the best person and artist he can be. It is interesting that stories and tales debunked many years ago turn up when his goal is to stop the violence, put the guns down, and embrace peace and love. I suppose that is the price of fame. Like all of us, Mr. Kelly deserves a personal life. Please respect that. So according to her, she wondered why people just insist on defaming a great artist who loves his fans, character, who works 24/7. I don't nobody give a fuck about him being a great artist. Okay? Don't nobody give a fuck about him being a great artist and that the fact that he works 24/7. If he is a sexual predator, he need to pay. Okay? Around here pissing on folks and things. He should have been in jail back in 2008. His own brother, I think, was it his brother? Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think it was his own brother who said that R. Kelly offered him $50,000 to say that wasn't his goddaughter, that wasn't him, or some shit like that. What? Now that's what the fuck is going on. Now we can sit there and discuss this shit as the good girlfriends that we are. Y'all thumbs this video up. Everybody that's in here, thumbs this shit up for your girl, okay? Because that took me a while to get through, all right? That took me a while to get through. So if you in here and you watching this shit, thumbs the shit up for me, all right? If you goddamn will, please do that for your girl, okay? Because the shit took me a while to get through. But anyway, let's discuss this shit. Again, I've asked y'all, it's immoral and illegal. Is it illegal? Is it really illegal though? I'm genuinely asking that question because I don't know. I'm genuinely asking that question because I don't know if it's illegal or immoral. So it is illegal for you to have grown women. I mean, if they're not being held against their will. Now, understand if they're being held against their will. Now, don't get me fucked up. I'm not talking about him having sex with the underage girls. That's absolutely illegal. That's absolutely illegal if he's if that's true about him having sex with the underage girls. That is absolutely illegal. But I'm talking about him having the adult women that are living in these rental houses that claim they're not being held against their will. Is that illegal? Nice spin, bitch. Sound like a Trump attorney. Okay. This is a hot, shitty ass mess. Okay. This is a hot, shitty ass mess. And like I said, at the end of the day, I feel like this. Once all of this shit is investigated, okay, once all of this shit is investigated, like the father said that we'll get some more details in between 2 to 5 days. Hopefully, it's sex trafficking, kind of, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. Is it sex trafficking when you're an adult and you're claiming that you're not being held against your will? I don't know. Like I said, I'm just interested to see everybody's opinion on it. I'm very interested to see. Now, as far as the young girls are concerned, his ass need to be in fucking jail. But these grown women who are living with him, I still think it's fucked up. But what's even more of a gag to me is the fact that you have a lot of people who are basically giving him a pass because he's R. Kelly. That right there, I don't fucking like. That right there, I don't fucking like. That people that he's a good artist. He's a lyrical genius. I don't give a fuck about him being a lyrical genius. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? If he's a predator, he's a fucking predator, and he needs to pay just like everybody else. Roberta said, but if they're held against their will, then it's a crime. Absolutely. Absolutely, Roberta. I agree with you. If they're being held against their will, that is absolutely a crime. That is 1,000% a crime. If they're being held against their will. But according to them, they're not being held against their will. According to them. Diva said, if you watch the video released by TMZ, you can see a person telling her not to answer questions about the whereabouts. Yes. I played those videos, Diva, and I mentioned that to them. You can see somebody in the background. It looks like they're telling her when the interviewer asked her if she was actually in Atlanta right now. It looks like the person behind the camera was like, nah, don't answer that damn question. And then they asked her another question, and the person was like, nah, don't answer that question. She was originally, it looks like she was about to answer the question, and then she decided not to. So, like I said, this is a hot, shitty ass mess. I will most definitely, okay? We have been on this camp over an hour, family. Look, yes, it is absolutely freaking wrong, fangirl. It's absolutely freaking wrong. Like one of the young ladies said, she said, R. Kelly is the sweetest person you will ever meet, but Robert is the devil. I guess that person that is off the stage, the person that us, the fans, don't see, she's saying that person is a master manipulator and he is the fucking devil, okay? Shay Tasky said, this is a mess. Kind of feel these women went towards something because they were chasing fame, and this is what they got. Abso-freaking-lutely. I haven't supported R. Kelly since the sex tape. That's the gag, Andrea. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who have gave this man a pass because of who he is. And that's the sad part. That's the sad part. That's the sad part. Diva said that would make me think the father is right. She's being brainwashed and held against her will. Now, I mean, that's definitely a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. He's sick and needs to seek help and be in prison. I can agree with that. If the women can't move freely within the house, it's illegal. If they have to actually use the phone, the shower, use the bathroom, etc., it's being held captive because they aren't allowed to move freely. Thank you for that info, Sneaker. I guess you're right on that. Girl, you spilled all the damn tea today. But on a serious note, he should have been underneath the hall, the jailhouse years ago. Abso-freaking-lutely. So the assistant was helping, ain't she? Yes, that's another gag, Aisha. That is a perfect. I'm glad you brought that up. I am glad you brought that up. Isn't the assistant helping just as bad? Absolutely, because she's the one who actually booked a flight for this young girl to fly out and meet R. Kelly at one of his concerts that he was doing. So, yeah, just as fucking bad. But I guess now she all of a sudden feels bad. Okay, she all of a sudden feels bad now that she's, you know, all of this stuff is coming to light. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All of this shit, I'm going to follow it, family. I'm going to keep y'all abreast of all the bullshit, all the foolishness and the fuckery that is going on. I thank each and every one of you guys for joining me while I spill this little bit of tea on the Pied Piper of R&B being exposed for holding these women captive allegedly in his Chicago and his Atlanta rental homes. Y'all, again, if you're new in here, give this video a thumbs up, okay? If you're new, also make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my videos, because sometimes I pop in here unexpectedly. And also make sure you follow me on Facebook. That link is also down in the description box. And I will see y'all when I see you. Bye, family. It don't want me to leave. It don't want me to leave, y'all.